Welcome back, everybody, to another Stinkleberry Farmer. It is good to be back in Minnesota. It's good to be back in the snow and the cold, and it's good to be back at what I've always considered my home base state park, William O'Brien State Park. I haven't been here on the channel, I think, in 2 or 3 years. I've done videos here before, both camper cabin and tent camping, but it's been a while, so I thought I'd come back here and do a little exploring in a camper cabin. Well, stay in the camper cabin and do exploring. Anyways, let's get in and check it out. Well, here I am. Marine Mills is the one I've got tonight. I don't think, here's Vasa, if you look at this kind of row of cabins here in the circle, and Otisville. How's it going, Otis? As of yesterday, there's nobody else staying here, so I should be alone tonight. Unless somebody sneaks in, it's always possible, but I think I have this place to myself. Got the outhouses right here. I do have a secret I'll share later in the video about restrooms in the winter here. I'm gonna give the secret up on this video. I haven't before. There's also 2 other cabins which are a little bit newer. They are not open, I believe, during the winter. They're shut down. So the 3 here are open year round. And might I say, that sun feels so good. It's only 20 out, only. And that's about as high as it's gonna get today for temperature. Yeah, and this one backs up too, so there is somebody camping. You can kind of see over there. I'm gonna have a fire and stuff out here tonight, but it won't be too much going on, I don't think. 2 picnic tables. Look at this fancy door. Okay, Key was in here. And this is just, you've seen this a lot in my videos. It's just the standard camper cabin, but it smells very fresh in here. It's warm. Summertime, probably not too private with these other cabins and stuff like that, but right now should be pretty good. Got a fan. Brought my own lights too, because I know how that can be. I brought a table to put there, because sometimes there is and sometimes there isn't. Time to get set up in here. I'm all set up in there. And while I was getting set up and bringing my stuff into my cabin, subscriber Mark came up and said hello. It was great to meet you, Mark. Always happy to see that. I mean, it's only the 2nd time on my channel that somebody's done that, and I don't have a problem with people coming up and saying hello. So if you ever see me, do so, unless I don't know. Just say hello, that's fine. I'm good with it. Time for a hike. Vasa over here, which I mentioned a moment ago. That's actually my first full-length talkie video I did almost exactly 5 years ago. Was at that cabin there 5 years ago. Jeez. Time for a hike. There's a trail that runs right up here, but I'm gonna go through the campground I think first, and then kind of go around and check that out. So there are, as I count right now, 3 people tent camping. Somebody's setting up right now. Suddenly I feel like a wuss for getting the camper cabin, but honestly, coming off about a week and a half ago from Iowa, as it was warm during the day, but the nights were kind of cold and brutal and windy, and I got kind of a bad head cold for a while there afterwards, and I just kind of need a break from that. I've got more excuses if you need them. So over here, this is the upper campground here where I'm at. And actually, of the two campgrounds they have, this is the only one I've ever been to. There's a lower one that they revamped, I think last year, or finished last year, and reopened. It probably deserves me going down there maybe this summer, checking out and camping. They keep open year round. Just the small loop over there where I started here, this walk, only like 5 or 6. I did that, I think, 2 or 3 marches ago. It was pretty wet over there, but I have done that, so not that bad. This you can drive through, but these sites aren't open right now. Neither is the lower campground. So really, you just have the cabins and then the tiny loop over there that's open in the winter months. And here are where you could normally in the summer. We've got showers that are closed and bathrooms that are closed right now. Happy snowman. So from here I'm going to pick up the trail and gonna hike a bit here. It's kind of crazy. Last week a snowstorm kind of blew through where I live, and it's not that far from here. I mean, not far at all from here. And the contrast between like a 30-minute drive from where I am to here, I've got like 3 to 4 inches of snow base all over the place where I live, and there's almost nothing here other than this ice. And I did ask when I came in, because this time of year usually they have trails that are only for cross-country skiing, and he said no, there's just be careful because everything's ice like this here. So this is just kind of like an ice rink to what I'm walking on here. Can you hear the crunches? I think so. I'm gonna head down and do a hike this way. I think it's at least 2 miles, kind of a round trip deal. We're gonna see where it takes us. Like this says, it is some wetland. So let's head down the path. There is, again, and I'll maybe talk about it later, hopefully I will, a lower section of this park, which is down by the St. Croix River. The road is closed, so you can't even drive down there. It would be a long hike just down to it, and then get to the hiking areas down there right now. So I think this is the best one to take at the moment. It's actually quite beautiful in here with these marshy frozen land. I think I just made up words there, but let's go. Well, really nice hike, except it looks like snow, but this is just all complete ice the whole way, and there were at least 3 or 4 times where I almost completely lost it. I was gonna get yak tracks a couple times this year and just didn't. I think I definitely need to get them for next year. There's a few times where they really would have come in handy, especially on this one here. It's just the melting and refreezing right now. And makes it a little rough. Well, here's my little secret that some of you might know. This is the Interpretive Center, which is not too far from the campground up here, the upper campground. And if you're camping in the winter, tent or camper cabin, this is open, I think, all the time. At least every time I've come in here, it has been open. So I've tent camped and come in here and warmed up. There's Wi-Fi if you would need it. And it's just a nice place to come in here, sit, warm up if it's super cold outside. The other thing, and this is the big thing for me, is if you need a comfortable place to use the restroom in the winter, this is where to go. It's maybe like a 5-minute walk from the campground, or like a 2-minute drive. Men's, women's. But as far as I know, this is open all the time. So you can come here in the middle of the night if you have to use the facilities. And it's nice and clean and warm with running water, and you don't have to use the pit toilet. So that's my little secret that I'm giving away on this one. Also got a spot for some water there too. I'm gonna head back to the cabin. I think I've got like an hour left of daylight. Not too bad out. Just lots and lots of ice. Well, we're losing daylight here. It'll be dark shortly, about 6 o'clock soon. Couple weeks, and it's going to be 7 o'clock, past 7. That's going to be wonderful. It is cold. There's no wind, but it is 18 degrees, so can't say I'm super warm. I could put my coat on, I guess. That would make more sense, but not too bad by the fire here. Gonna hang out by the fire here for a bit, and then get supper going, which is going to be super simple tonight. Look at those flames. Nice. Yeah, I don't regret getting a camper cabin tonight, for sure. Well, the coyotes are out somewhere off that way. So I was gonna make some super fancy one pot meal tonight, and then I just kind of ran out of time and decided not to. And went into the town here, Marine on St. Croix, the general store. I think you saw at the beginning of the video. That building has been there a long time, and I'm sure somebody can put in the comment how long, but 100 years maybe. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyways, I just thought I'd go in there and get whatever I could. Decently stocked general store for a small town, but I got a tiny couple pieces of sirloin for $3.50. I'm not a dill pickle or pickle person at all, but they had this dill pickle salad. That was very tasty. It looked good. The guy behind the counter is amazingly helpful. And then I just got I think it's a strawberry cake kind of thing going here. So I think all this was under $10 right here. So very good for a delicious meal. Eat this, head back to the fire for a bit, and head back in here for the night. It's just after 8 at night here. Dinner was really good. That dill pickle, whatever it was I had, was amazing. I might pick some up on the way back home tomorrow. It was really good, and it's not something I would normally have. So always try something you're not sure about. You never know. But I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit more. Wind's picking up a bit, and I think it's like 16 degrees out right now. Got 3 more pieces of wood to throw in there, and I'll just be hanging out here tonight for a little bit more and head in the cabin for the night. So if nothing else happens, you'll see me in the morning. Well, good morning, everybody. Nice sunny day out there today. Doesn't look as windy as yesterday either, which is nice. Today I'm trying out my new gift from Van Camp 402, which is the K-Cup coffee maker. Should be really easy. I think I just pour this. And let there be coffee. Nice. A gift from Iowa. Thank you again, Van Camp. Also, I'm going to just, for breakfast, I'm not making anything. I'm just having the rest of my strawberry cake here. Nice and easy this morning. And get packed up. Well, I'm all swept up, packed up, and ready to get out of here. I sleep so nice in these cabins, especially in the winter. When there's nobody around, it is deadly silent in here. Most of these, usually the only thing I hear at night are these heat registers sometimes. But even that's like nothing. I mean, so yeah, great night's sleep for sure. I didn't point this out yesterday. They don't do this at all the state parks, but they have like plastic windows they put over. So the screen out there, it's actually, it's not heated in here, but it's breaks the wind, and you can kind of do stuff in here too. Like I did, I put my tripod together last night in there. So very nice today, comfortable. I think it's supposed to be in the upper 30s. Fire's out. As I was getting my stuff together, there were a couple deer running over there and a couple swans flying in the distance. So excellent. Okay, I'm gonna throw my trash out. I'll just drive this loop over here, the one that's open, the camp loop, and I gotta hand my key in, and then we'll do one little walk, I think, before we finish this one off. We got somebody in an RV came in last night, this morning. And if you haven't been here camping, at least on the top one here, they are pretty close to each other. You have a little bit of a break once the trees and foliage fills in. At least there's somewhat of a private break between people. Here's a pretty good map of the park here. That was the campground of the cabins where we stayed, was over here. I did this loop yesterday. Back in over here. This is the lower campground here down by the river. That was redone last year, and also Lake Alice. I guess I don't know the full story, but it drained last year, so it completely drained out, I think, and they're trying to restore that now. I think in the next year or two to get it back where it should be. This is the road going down there. We're right here. I'm just going to walk down a little bit. I don't think I'm going to go all the way, but I'll go a little of the ways here. Just check a little bit of that out before we head out. I'm at the entrance pretty much right now. Just over there is where the Interpretive Center is that I showed you last night. There is the entrance, actual entrance. That way is the campground I was at, and then this way leads down to the river, lake, and second campground, which is closed right now to drive on, but should be okay to walk. Looks a little icy in spots. I think there's a path down here too somewhere, but taking the road. Yes, it's melting. So much ice around here. So down that way further is, well, that's lake. I think that's Lake Alice that I mentioned that kind of drained last year. Kind of hard to tell from here, I guess. And then the St. Croix River is just on the other side too. Go down a little bit further here. Getting close to spring, you can hear the birds singing already. Lake Alice, and here's a better shot from where I was. I was up above there. Look at this lake. It is drained. Wow. I wonder if they found anything from like 100 years ago last year. Like now you could walk in there a bit. Like artifacts from 100 years ago or something. That would be cool. Lake Alice. That's going to do it here from William O'Brien. I could walk a little bit further. Up the road there is the other campground and the river, which we'll visit some other time. Kind of pushing my luck walking on this ice yesterday and today. I'm glad that I did not fall at this point. So I'm going to head back up the big hill. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, whatever. William O'Brien. Kind of like being at home. Thanks again for watching.